In today's Fruit of the Spirit flow, our theme will be faithfulness. And when I think of a good old faithful and yoga, I think of sun salutations. We will be going through a sun salutation together, keeping every pose pretty dynamic. Feel free to sway. We'll be focusing a lot on our breath, inhaling and exhaling. And today's scripture that we'll be focusing on is from Lamentations. It's chapter 3, verse 22 and 23. And it says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." So today we will take that scripture and focus on God's faithfulness as we go through my good old faithful sun salutation. Let's get started. Starting at the top of your mat, we will stand in mountain pose, trying to center ourselves for practice today. Feel free to keep your hands down at your sides, or you can find them in prayer. Now, standing with your eyes closed can sometimes cause a little bit of dizziness or swaying. So if you feel comfortable, close down your eyes and let's try to bring ourselves to a center point of focus. Maybe this focus is on today's scripture. Maybe it's just focusing on your breath. Whatever it is, just trying to slow down the thoughts, slow down all the lists you've been making. Surrender all of your burdens to God. Today, let's really focus on faithfulness, and in that theme, not only God's faithfulness, but hopefully your faithfulness to yourself. Showing up, doing yoga, being faithful to taking time out of your day to care for yourself. Now let's open the eyes and inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale them together down into prayer. 2 more just like this. And last one. Now this time, bring the hands up overhead with the right hand grabbing the left wrist and leaning over to the right for a side body stretch. You can stay here for balance, or you can cross your legs. Try to deepen this side body stretch. And let's inhale back to center. Switching it out, left hand grabs the right wrist, leaning over to the left. And remember, option to deepen the stretch. And back to center. Let's bring our hands behind, finding a bind. The thumbs rooting down the tail of your spine. But let's not flare the ribs, so engage the abs. And now let's lean forward, forward fold, keeping the bind. Last inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, release. Let's inhale the hands back up overhead. And exhale, find those prayer hands. Almost ready to dive right into that sun A. So let's inhale the hands up. And exhale, dive forward towards your toes. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower down to the belly. Do 3 cobras here. Inhaling, lifting up the upper part of the body, lighten through the hands. And exhale, set it down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale the head up. And exhale, set it down. Great job. Let's do the one more, last one. Inhaling up. And exhale, let it go. Now tuck the toes, inhale, push up. And let's take some time to really work on those ankles. So rolling them out here. Maybe you're just kind of setting them over to the left, holding that for a minute, or over to the right, maybe doing some circles. Really trying to show those ankles some love. I feel like in yoga, we don't take enough time to work on our ankles and wrist mobility. Let's get a little bit of the wrists in there too as we're doing those circles. All right, finding some stillness. Let's go back into down dog. Let's find our base pose here, pushing through the thumb and index. Hip bones are lifted toward the back of the mat. If your hamstrings are feeling real tight, feel free to walk out the dog. You can even bring your feet out a little bit wider if that suits you. Remember, just staying very dynamic with these poses today. Incorporating some movement into our yoga. Now let's inhale the right leg up and then bring it on through. Spin the back heel down, but keep those hips facing forward as we find warrior one. Now on our inhales, we're going to be finding warrior one, and then on our exhales, we're going to sweep the hands back behind us, finding a humble warrior. Inhale the hands up and exhale the hands down. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale up and exhale down. Very good. Bring the hands down to the mat and let's come to the center of the mat. Feet should be toes out, heels in, and rising up into a goddess. Similar concept here, so our hands should be up, straight legs on inhale, and then exhale, we're going to find our goddess pose. So inhale up, and exhale, sit back into that. Let's do two more. Inhale, and exhale, coming down, deep squats. Very good. Now, making our feet parallel with the ends of the mat, we're going to find a forward fold. We're going to inhale a hand up and exhale it down. Inhale a hand up and down. Let's do one more each side. And last one. Very good. Now, back to heels in, toes out. Coming up for this goddess one more time. And what we're going to do here is keep it very dynamic with the upper body and the arms. So we're going to inhale the arms over to one side, and then we'll switch it out. Back into a sort of side body stretch, working on the quads, keeping them nice and strong as we sit low into our squat. Trying to have a little bit of fun here today. Last one each side. Very good. Hands down. And let's do everything again on the other side. So lift the left foot up and bring it on through. Back heel down, hips forward, warrior one. Deep inhale and then exhale, let it go. Inhale up. Last one. Hands down, finding our goddess feet, heels in, toes out. We are rising up, inhale, straight legs, and exhale, sit back into that squat. Inhale up. Last one. Very good. Hands down. Just those feet so they're parallel, and inhale a hand up and switch it out. Inhale the hand up. One more each side. Heels and toes out one more time as we have a little bit of fun in our goddess. Sweeping the hands up overhead and then switching it out. Trying to get as low as you can. We are almost done here. Really want to try to push yourself this last exercise. And then how about one more each side? Awesome. Hands down, left foot to meet the right. And back in a down dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step up. Inhale, halfway rise. And let it go. Inhale, root through those feet, rise, hands up overhead. And exhale, back to our mountain. We've completed our good old faithful sun salutation. Now we're gonna cool down. Feel free to grab a block as we'll kind of enter into a hero's pose, and that can sometimes be a little rough on the knees. I'm gonna go and find a spot toward the middle of my mat. Before we hit hero's pose, let's just keep the toes tucked. Sit here for just a moment, give our feet a little bit more love in this practice today. This is a really great stretch to try to work on the arches. If you've got like plantar fasciitis, this is great for that as well. Taking the time to slow the breath. Bring those thoughts back if they have wandered. And then let's find our comfortable pose as we end our class in Heroes. I've been doing a lot of Heroes in this series as I feel it is a great way that expresses a posture of prayer. The 3 big prayer postures, or I guess 4, has been Heroes, sort of mountain, laying on your tummy, and then child's pose. In our Bibles, they talk about all these different postures that people have landed themselves in when they fall and talk to God, but this was a great way to sort of bring that we read, bring that idea into a physical practice. Let's bring our mind back to today's scripture. It talks about God's love and his mercies and how they never end. Because great is his faithfulness. And every time I hear those words, great is his faithfulness, your faithfulness, I always think of the hymn, great is thy faithfulness. So I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been singing that song sort of in the back of my mind as I've created this flow and as I've practiced it here with you today. We're almost done. Let's do a couple more deep breaths together, focusing on God's faithfulness, how his mercies and love never end. Hope that helps bring a smile to your face today. One more deep breath. Thanks for joining me today in our Fruit of the Spirit series, where today our flow was full of faithfulness. May your yoga practice continue to thrive.